It's not every day that we here at the Center for Security Policy are able to report some good news when it comes to the efforts of those who adhere to Sharia, the authoritative Islamic version of the faith that is so deeply problematic. But it happens that earlier this week, the Board of Supervisors of Fairfax County did not do what they were widely expected to do, which was essentially to turn over a chunk of their county to an incubator for the Wahhabi version of Sharia and the program that it involves, with potentially very serious implications for not just the immediate community around it, namely Washington, D.C., the seat of our government, but perhaps other American cities and communities as well. Here's what happened. For some time now, the Islamic Saudi Academy, a wholly owned subsidiary of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's embassy here in the United States, has been seeking permission to expand its operations in Fairfax County, and they've needed the Board of Supervisors' permission for this. And to date, a small but hardy band, and I'm happy to say growing band, of American citizens who are very concerned about what the Saudis are up to worldwide, but particularly here inside the United States, have been resisting. And the board was supposed to have the second or third of a separate series of hearings that they've been convening on this subject on Monday night, after which it was widely expected there would be pretty much a pro forma vote in favor of the expansion that would enable this Saudi academy to begin proselytizing, radicalizing as many as 1,200 students on this campus in Fairfax County. Fortunately, several hundred of these American citizens, led by Jim Lafferty of the Virginia Anti-Sharia Task Force, came together, participated actively in the meeting, and discouraged, evidently, the board from taking the step that was widely expected, either because the board did not want to appear intolerant from a religious point of view, or politically incorrect, or in recognition that the State Department is desperate not to give offense to the Saudis, or perhaps simply because the Saudis have been lavishly spending their money, as they're wont to do, in Fairfax County. But for whatever reason, the board had signaled prior to this meeting that it would essentially rubber stamp this proposal. At the end of the meeting, didn't happen. In fact, the next vote is apparently going to take place on the 13th of August, which means that we have time further to educate not only the Board of Supervisors, but the community in the vicinity of this proposed school and the American people more generally about what's going on here. Specifically, the fact that you have students and faculty associated with the Islamic Saudi Academy who have been implicated in a variety of actual or apparent terrorist activities, including a plot to assassinate the sitting president of the United States, casing of the structural supports for a major bridge, trying to smuggle a butcher's knife onto an airplane. These are the sorts of things that are not entirely surprising given the pedagogy of this Islamic Saudi Academy, notably the textbooks produced by the Saudis, which have been found again and again and again to be full of virulently intolerant, actually hateful and jihadist agitation and propaganda. The larger problem, of course, is that that pedagogy fits within and is designed to advance Sharia. And the question really is, do we want an incubator for the Saudis' version of Wahhabi Sharia inside the United States, to say nothing of within minutes of our seat of government? I personally think the answer is no, of course, and hope that you agree with me. If so, I encourage you to use the next few weeks to let your voices be heard, to bring others to a level of awareness about what is going on in this microcosmic example of the sort of stealth jihad, as Robert Spencer puts it, that is being waged against us to insinuate Sharia into the United States, and to do so in ways that could involve not simply the sort of stealthy version of jihad, but the violent kind. This step, if we are successful in preventing the expansion of the Islamic Saudi Academy, of course, will not be the end of the struggle to protect our country and our citizens, and indeed our freedoms, from the unconstitutional and seditious agenda of those who adhere to Sharia. But it'll be a first and important step down that path, and I very much hope we will take it. And if by so doing we ensure that Fairfax County does not become Faisal County, I think it will be a very good day for America. So let's see what we can do between now and the 13th of August. Thanks very much for listening.